Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King. And today I'm going to be giving you part 31 of What If Naruto Had Multiple People Sealed Inside of Him. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual. Share this to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also guys, stay in tune because after this I'm going to be posting a new episode of What If Naruto returned different after his training trip. So stay in tune for that and I hope you guys enjoy. And also, over on Anime King 2, I post a new episode of What If Naruto Was a Vampire, so go ahead and check out that and enjoy. And I also post a new episode of What If Naruto Had the Unknown Sharingan, so go ahead and enjoy it as well guys. And remember, if you're new to the channel and it's the first time hearing my voice, and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and join the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support.
I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their
So, the last time we left off, Naruto and his group headed towards Kiri with the assistance of Mei and Ayo. When they arrived to the wave, the docks, the person that was supposed to be carrying them to Kiri wasn't there. So Naruto summoned Manda as all of them climbed on top of his head as they headed off, as Manda arrived quicker than any boat would usually get there. And with that, they made their way under the secret tunnel as they headed through a narrow passageway as they arrived to the rebellion section, as a lot of tents were there. As they went to the largest tents, as Kojiro saw the Konoha ninja, but he was eyeing them curiously. You could not trust anyone these days. When they got there was 3 elders in there. Mei, small council, as they were talking, as Mei told them that the Konoha ninjas, the Fuhen clan, wants the two-tailed beasts, and also they want bloodlines, as the council was outraged by this, as they told them no. Mei then told them all to be quiet, as she told them without them they will lose. So in the end she spoke, and her word is what is going. So Naruto came up with a battle strategy, as they all spent a lot of time thinking and talking over the plan. They also rally up some more forces in the Wandering Islands, saying that they can live at Kiri once the war is over. As Naruto told Mei and the others that the news is going to be that Yagura died in a battle and the three-tailed died along with him, just to mess with Madara's plan. So they all enter the battlefield, as Yagura's army was powerful. But Naruto, Neji and the others fire off a dangerous spell, wiping out a great force of them, and the others then charge. Naruto then saw Yagura, as he called Iva, Asuna and Neji, as they went after him. As Yagura quickly activated his cloak, Yagura was being controlled by Madara, and he has no control over his actions, as Naruto fly up in the air, as a black and a white wing came from his back, as he looked down at Yagura, as he activated his Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, ready to start the real battle. So yeah guys, that was basically the last part we left off. You guys can switch across the place and check it out for yourself, so let's start this new episode. Both Naruto and Yagura has exchanged blows and attacks. Yagura cloak was no longer transparent. It was very dark red, nearly black. Yagura also had a turtle shell on his back, the second form of the yokai cloak, which took the form of a Biju human shape. As the tails then came around and Yagura started to gather chakra at his mouth, compressing the chakra into a spear. Naruto blinked in surprise as Yagura swallowed it. He then saw Yagura's belly expanded as smoke came from his mouth. A moment later, Yagura opened his mouth as he unleashed a deadly red beam of yokai. Naruto quickly disappeared from the sky as he appeared next to Yagura in a black flash. At the very beginning of the battle, he had placed a marker of the Hiraishin on the very arm that Yagura had tried to punch him with. appearing unnoticed next to Yagura, who was still letting out all that power. Naruto immediately brought out his Tezuka sword as he slashed at Yagura's arm, the one without the mark, as the sword cut through the yokai cloak like a knife cutting through butter. As Yagura finished releasing off the yokai, his tails stretched towards Naruto as Naruto ducked and sliced off Yagura's legs. Naruto, we're done, Neji informed him by the mental link. In reality, Naruto was stalling for time. If he wanted to kill Yagura, he could have done it from the start, with ease. Jinchuriki or not, Yagura was slow, and Naruto had plenty of jutsus and spells that could take him apart in seconds. Even just then, Naruto could have stabbed his sword right through his head, because his sword can cut through yokai, but he chose to disable Yagura more than kill him. The reason was simple. While he was distracting Yagura, Neji, Eva, and Anko has created a Fuin Jutsu barrier to force a Jinchuriki back into human form, and make him unable to use yokai or chakra until removed, and it will crush everything around it until it was on the target's skin. Lucky that Naruto could teleport outside, but Naruto's thoughts were cut off as yokai exploded from Yagura, blasting him back. Instead of Yagura, now stood in his place was a full-sized turtle. Said turtle was gathering a humongous amount of yokai in his mouth, as Naruto knew he was up against a real thing this time, a tail beast bomb, and because of the barrier, he could not dodge this time. The barrier could take on many attacks. This was not one of them, so his only option was to block it with something even more powerful, as he then started to chant. As Naruto finished his chant and unleashed the White Knight, a blast of pure compressed energy blasting it right into the Sanbai's face, causing the Bijou's bomb to explode. It wasn't complete. Naruto slammed his hand on the ground as a giant ice glacier froze the Sanbai, but it wouldn't last for too long. As Naruto approached the Sanbai, as he locked eyes with it, the world then faded as Naruto fell underwater, as he was not panicking, as this means two things. Yagura was basically brain dead and merely following Madara's orders, and two, the Sanbai was asleep or at least unable to interfere, as someone then materialized right in front of Naruto. So you got this far, haven't you? As it was Madara. So, you're giving him orders as we speak, said Naruto, as Madara narrowed his eye. I should have captured you or at least killed you at the Valley of the End. You're becoming too meddlesome, Namikaze, Madara said. It's Fuhen, remember that. As Madara drew a Tonto and stabbed it right through Naruto's heart, but Naruto seemed completely unaffected. How? Said Madara. Someone I already knew had a similar jutsu. I just had to work on a few details, like that Senju DNA you're using. Yes, you obtained the Mokidan. I should have predicted this, Madara said, as he calmed himself. Yes, you should have, he said, as his eternal Mangekyo spin. Be gone! As Madara faded away, as he cut off the link between Yagura and the Sanbai. Before leaving, Naruto decided to check on the Sanbai to make sure Madara didn't do anything to the seal, as he found it wrapped around by all kinds of chains. As Naruto's eyes were wide to what he was staring at. It was a girl. But how could this be, Naruto said. Now this, I didn't predict, Naruto said, as he left Yagura's mindscape. Time skip. Naruto was back in Konoha as everyone was mumbling after what he found out the true identity of the Sanbai. Everyone, shut the hell up, he screamed, as his demonic voice echoed through the area as everyone went quiet. Now Neji, would you please? Well, after what you have told me, said Neji, we know that the Sanbai is actually Sixtum, the Avermicus of water, said Neji. Wrong, said Naruto. She looked like Sixtum. That doesn't mean that it's necessary her. Like Anya said, she had to get rid of the presence of the Four-tail. Maybe Sixtum didn't fear as well. For all we know, the Sanbai defeated her, and the turtle took her human form. Yes, you make a good point, said Chao. We will have to interrogate her to get the answers that we need. We will get to that. For now, let's examine the information we already know, Naruto said. From what I heard, you only met her twice, both in the same day. Yes, back then in the war, she first showed up and she neutralized both me, Chisame, and Akira. Neutralized? Said Naruto. She was drowning us in cubes of water, said Chisame. Then Neji woke up, said Konoha. He then grabbed her right hand with his left. He then used his free hand to break all of the barriers and strip her naked and brought her to her knees. Neji? Said Naruto. Yes, said a red-faced Neji. It would be best to stay away from her for a while, even if she doesn't want revenge for that. Naruto said, amused. Noted, said Neji. After that, said Konoha, she tried to get up, but the master of the grave stopped her by threatening to crush her core. After that, she was summoned by the Light Maker, and she fought with all of them until Eva froze all of them with that endless White Knight spell of hers, said Chisame. I see, and you never saw her again, said Naruto. No, why? Asked Eva. You froze something that was created by water. Damn it, my spell didn't hold, said Eva. So, what now? Asked Asuna. Now we talk to her. Chisame, Eva, and Nandaga, and Tsunade will accompany me inside of Yagura Mindscape. Anymore and you'll put too much strain on the seal. Why me? Asked Chisame. Because she met you before and you used lightning. So, where did you take Yagura? Asked Eva. Hideout 15, Naruto said, as the 5 of them headed for the teleportation platform. The one in the desert, said Tsunade, away from her primary source of power. Well, it will weaken her much, but every advantage has a spell use. A few minutes later, they were standing in a humongous chamber that had Yagura suspended in the middle by chakra chains. Kushina was standing there, as she was using the chains. They were not putting any strain on her, since her target wasn't struggling. We really have to thank Ino and Chou for coming up with such a mind-dividing technique, as all of them took out a Pachio card and did one-handed hand sign as the cards flew into Yagura's head. Unlike last time, Naruto and the others were on top of the sea as it was a hurricane. Without a thought, they dived into the water. As they found her, she was still asleep, wrapped up in chains. Nadaka, her name please, said Naruto, as a flash of light and a book appeared in Nadaka's hand. As she said, what's your name? But nothing happened. She probably doesn't have a name, said Chisame. Nadaka, did you ever demand a name from a sleeping person? Asked Tsunade. No, now that you mention it, said Nadaka. Maybe the seals are interfering, said Eva. Most likely. Look like we will have to wake her up first. As Naruto summoned his sword, couple of slashes, and she was free from her chains. She slowly woke up looking dazed, but her eyes then snapped wide, as she was looking at them but she knew they were there. As her right arm got covered by a blade of water, which she swung at the intruders. She was quite shocked when her attack was quickly dissolved like it was nothing. Looking in that direction, she saw a group of 5, the closest being a blonde boy that blocked her attack. No need for violence, he told her. Who are you? The standby whispered. I am Naruto. This is Tsunade, Nadaka, Eva, and Chisame. What's your name? Asked Nadaka. I am Sixtum. Where am I? How did I get here? She said as she stood up. You should put on some clothes first, said Naruto as he turned his head. My clothes? She said, as she looked down. As her eyes widened in shock, she was completely naked. You are currently in someone's mind. If you focus, clothes will appear, Tsunade told her. She did just that, as she got a blue suit with white shimmers running down the side. How did I get in this mindscape? Am I to assume that it's not mine? Sixtum asked. You were sealed in a person to make him more stronger, Eva said as she stepped forward, as Sixtum quickly went on guard. You're, Sixtum said. Yes. I am the Dark Evangeline, Eva said with a smirk. I thought you died in Dynamine. Foolishness, said Sixtum. Huh? You did not agree with his actions? Eva asked. The Light Maker, he created me. He wanted to save the souls of the magic users. That was his goal. But Dynamine plot was to kill millions, she stated. True, said Eva. Tell us, what happened to you after I froze you? Soon after the battle was over, my link of obedience to Lightmaker was cut. He did it voluntarily. The only thing he left me with was to look after the palace until the world was safe. It only took me a month or so to escape my prison. The ice was easy to bypass. It was the lightning that gave me problems, she said with a scowl. After that, Dynamite, stupidness destroyed us. I tried to fight that giant thing with all those 10 tails, but the creature absorbed me. But I managed to survive somehow. Then it all went black. The next thing I knew, a giant turtle was trying to eat me. You don't say, said Naruto as he chuckled. But in the end I froze the stupid turtle. It took about 5 of my spells, seeing that it was so slow. But it was strong though. Its skin was tough. And then Naruto asked. The turtle broke apart into energy, and I absorbed it, I think. After that I found myself in a different location, and everything looked so small. And then next I found myself staring into the eyes of a tiny man with an orange mask. And then I fell asleep, and now I'm here. Whoa, she missed a lot, said Chisame. What did I miss? Six Thumb asked. Dynamite's plan failed 10,000 years ago, when the rebellion forces sacrificed themselves to seal the Jubi away, as their soul got sealed away as well. The thing that Dynamite became, the thing with the 10 tails. Around 600 years ago, the Jubi escaped the seal and it was caught by a powerful shinobi, a priest that sealed it in himself. When he died, he split it into 9, each beast having a number of tails. Most of us end up in the Kyuubi, but Anya ended up in the Yanbai. She killed it like you did with the Sanbai and took over the position. Wait, I replaced that turtle? Six Thumb blinked in shock. Well, mostly consumed him and took over the body that you were sharing. The reason that man looked so small to you is because you were over 30 feet tall. Wait, are you trying to say I'm a turtle? I hate turtles, she said. Well, you don't have to use that form. You have your current one as well, Naruto told her, earning a nod. Anyway, the man that you last saw was probably Madara Uchiha. As Naruto told her the story about Madara Uchiha, the story about Uchiha, Senju's, bloodlines, and everything. So Yagura is broken beyond repair, she said, after Naruto finished explaining. Six Thumb then looked down. Somehow I figure it's my fault. If he hadn't been my host, there would have been someone else, Naruto said. I had the same conversation with the Kyuubi regarding my childhood. You were sleeping the entire time. You did nothing to him, said Naruto. Still, said Six Thumb, you mentioned you had a way of getting me out of here. Yes, But Six Thumb cut him off. If you help me escape Yagura's body and lay him into a peaceful rest, I will forever be in your death, she said as she bowed deeply. Sure, Naruto said as he blinked. All I need to do is form a patio with you and summon your soul in the ritual. That will grant you your own physical body. I see, said Six Thumb, as she quickly jumped on Naruto and started kissing him, as the others looked at her in shock. What the hell happened to her, they wonder. Six Thumb, stop, said Naruto. Is there something wrong, she asked, as she tilted her head. We need a patio circle to form a contract, said Naruto. Here, said Eva, as she appeared next to them, and created a circle. I'm sorry, she said. I never formed a patio before. It's fine. You didn't know, said Naruto, with a small blush on his face. Shall we resume, she asked. Yes, but let me lead this time, okay? As Naruto stepped in the circle, as she stepped in as well. As Naruto then took her lips while channeling mana into the circle. It did not seem to respond properly, as he pushed more power as he deepened the kiss. But for some reason, it was unresponsive. After a few minutes, he realized that she must have taken his request too much of him taking the lead and she not doing anything. Mentally sighing at her simple-mindedness, Naruto took the courage as he grabbed her breast. Time seemed to stop as all of the girls' jaw dropped at Naruto's forwardness, as Six Thumb was shocked a bit, but she then started to push back as both of their tongues were fighting for dominance. Patio, Eva said, as the card was formed. Naruto then broke the kiss as he stepped away. Damn it, I'm dead. I took it too far. And here I was giving Neji advice, he thought to himself. You know, said Sixtum, as Naruto flinched. If Neji had done that, I would have froze what made him a man, and then chopped him up into little pieces. By now Naruto was holding his junk, as his face was paler than a ghost. But in your case, she said, as she looked down at the card and picked it up, I will let it slide, my master. As Naruto nodded, I think that you should know, I'm dating several girls, he said. That's fine, I don't mind polygamy, Sixtum nodded. Maybe we could try what the master of the grave, the light maker, called it. What was it? Threesome? Or maybe foursome? Welcome into the family, sister, said Eva as she hugged the girl. You're going to fit in just fine, she said, as she then looked at Naruto, who was trying to stop his nosebleed. Several hours later, Naruto, Eva, Tsunade, Naruka, Chisame, and Kushina returned with Sixtum back to the Fuhen compound after she had buried Yagura in a tomb of never-melting ice in the bottom of the sea of Kiri. As soon as they had teleported into the compound, Eva had taken away Sixtum to get rid of those clothes and get her something that is in the ninja age right now. Naruto, you're back already. How did it go? Said Neji as he scratched the back of his head nervously. Oh, it went fine. She was not involved in the plan. She opposed him actually, until he absorbed her when he was turned into the Ten Tails. As Neji sighed, his fears of fighting some crazy, loyal tool to the Light Maker was put to rest. How did she become the Sanbai? Well, just like Anya. She doesn't remember much though, said Naruto. Talk about a heavy sleeper, said Asuna. Anything else important? Asked Mikato. Well, she got out of Eva's spell rather quickly, and the master of the grave recalibrated her and told her a lot of things. As Naruto blushed a bit. Why are you blushing? Asked Mikato. Well, he told her about threesomes and foursomes, so you can just imagine what they talk about. Before anyone else could say anything, Master, how may I serve you? A 17-year-old Sixtum asked, as she was in a skimpy, maid uniform that did not really hide anything, as blood came out of Naruto's nose as he wiped it away. Sixtum, why are you just like that? Evangeline said that it was appropriate for my intentions towards you, Master. Does it look good on me? She said, as she put her finger on her lower lip. My, Naruto, big guy are we? Said Asuna. What are you talking about? Said Naruto. As Neji looked at Naruto. Man, he said as he shook his head. As Mikato was chuckling, as the girls were chuckling as well. As Naruto looked down, as he vanished in a blur. What just happened? Asked Sixtum. Well, you just like that. It made his hormone rise, said Asuna as she chuckled. Sometime later, Naruto arrived. Well, what just happened? He asked. Huh? Master, you looked at me and then your hormone rise. That is what Asuna told me. Well, just forget about that. You need to change, he said. And everyone, we're not going to speak about this incident, okay? As everyone just chuckled. As Sixtum then looked at Neji as she clenched her fists. Oh, please don't kill Neji. Not inside the house, said Naruto. We have a big training field outside. Oh, I don't want to kill him, she said, as Neji gained some hope. No, I just want to neuter the little bastard that stripped me back then. As Neji paled and then vanished. Time skip. Several days later, Naruto called for a full clan meeting, as this unsettled most of them, seeing that he locked himself, along with Neji and Chou and Eva, in a spear that he was preparing for months for unknown reason. There was a lot of room in there, so they could train or do whatever they want. So Naruto, why did you call me? I have paperwork, you know, said Tsunade, not sounding unhappy, as she was glad that she left the office. I'm leaving, said Naruto, as the other looked at him confused, as they were confused, angry and worried. What? As there was various comments. I knew you hate Konoha, but want us to join you? We are with you till the end. Who caused this? I will turn them into dust, said Eva. While I appreciate the support, I'm not turning into a missing link, Naruto yelled, as everyone calm down a bit. Then why the long face? Asked Asuna. Because soon, I will be fighting the Shinigami, Naruto said. As everyone was confused. Where are you going? Asked Navi. It's not where, but when, Cho said. And the answer is 13 years ago, said Negi. AKO, Yuna, Maki, Akira, and Luna, Nadaka said. I understand now. October 10th is the day after tomorrow. You will be going back exactly 13 years, said Yu. Those 5 girls that Nadaka just said are the ones that went missing after the Kyuubi was sealed, weren't they? Asked Navi. Yes, and I'm also going to start a few projects that are going to take too long if I start them in this time period, so I have to go back. What? Said Chao. You know you cannot change the past, Naruto. I already tried and... Oh? But who said about changing the past? As far as I know, the events that I'm doing will not change anything. So, what do you have in mind? Eva asks. Sorry Eva, but I cannot tell you. Else, you might. Tell me what happened in my plans that you already know that will happen, and that will just mess up everything. Naruto said. You have a good point, Eva said. Is that what you've been doing lately? Asked Asuna. No, we were training our Sannin mode, the original version of course, said Chao. Original version? Asked Navi. Yeah, you see, the risk of the Sannin mode that Jiraiya used is that he turned into a frog. Then petrified if he lose control, said Naruto. What? I never heard of that, said Navi. Of course not, you would have forced him to never use it. So, I studied the toads, seeing that this revolves around them. And we analyzed that toad oil that seemed to increase natural energy. We found out that once a person made direct contact with that oil, it would spread throughout the body and remain there at an unnoticeable form. I broke down the oil in thousands of combinations and found out that it holds what the toad called natural energy, he said. We assumed that this natural energy was Ryukyu that we use. And we were kind of right. Ryukyu is 75% mixed with natural energy. Yokai is 2.3%, Mana is 20%, and Ki is 2.7%. So what exactly does this mean for us, you ask? How does this affect Sage Mode? It's not how the percentage affects Sage Mode, it's how the toad Sage Mode affects the absorption energy. To put it bluntly, the oil allow your body to absorb natural energy through part of your body to achieve Sage Mode. What part? Asks Hinata. It completely blocks Yokai and Mana, and the Ryukyu is in the same percentage. The Ki, however, is where it gets strange. So the Ki get larger as because Yokai and Mana are blocked, the Ki took over. That is why Sage Mode enhances your strength as it is physical. But seeing that it using too much Ki, that is why it affects body influence. That is why people can turn into toad if they cannot control this. So that is what we have been working on. We converted the Ki into Ryukyu. I use Oshaisu element, and we combine it with the Yondaime energy gathering seal. And that is how I managed to create a version for Yokai, Ki, Mana, and Ryukyu, all of them alone, said Naruto. Oh, seeing that you use Yokai, Ki, and Mana, and Ryukyu, you will be able to gather natural energy while moving, and Jiraiya and the Toads has to stay still, said Kushina in realization. More than that, my body already produced a large amount of Ki, Mana, Ryukyu, and Yokai, so I won't even have to focus on gathering the energy. I will just have to focus on controlling it. So why did you guys work on this before time traveling? Asked Navi. Well, we don't have a lot of energy to go back so far in time, but with Sage Mode using the Ryukyu, the Ki, the Mana, and the Yokai. As Nadia opened her eyes wide, oh I see, so that gives you enough energy to travel back whenever you like. Not quite, said Naruto. I don't have enough energy to travel back 5,000 years ago. Naruto, how much chakra do you have? Asked Navi. I would say about 12 tails worth, said Naruto. Are you serious? Said Karin. I don't feel that much from you. Chakra restraints of my own design. as he shows several lines on his body while channeling chakra. While I have that much chakra, it's nowhere near as thick. It's not as concentrated as a Bijuu's yokai. But other than yokai, you must have the most chakra in the ninja world, said Eva. You're one to talk, said Naruto. Your chakra is thick as the Three Tails yokai. Naruto, what are those restraints doing exactly? Tsunade asked with a bit of worry. Don't worry, they're not the type that drain chakra. It's quite the opposite. It takes my chakra and focus it inwards, while making my chakra coils more sustainable. Oh, it's increasing the quality of your chakra, while not affecting the quantity, said Chao. Yeah, said Naruto. Well, it's late. Let's head to bed. Tomorrow I'm leaving, around noon. Time skip. The next day, the group was outside, where Naruto created the bodies for the others. As Kushina was hugging him, Naruto, are you sure you're ready for this? The entire clan had gathered here to see him off, as all of them was worried. I'll be fine, Mom. I prepared for all the scenarios I could think of. I can do this, said Naruto. Alright, but just be careful, she whispered. I will, said Naruto. As Naruto distanced himself from the others and looked at Neji, you're in charge while I'm gone. Do try and not get walked over by all the girls, would you? No promises, Neji said with an eye twitch. Well, I'm off. I'll be back during the Kyuubi's festival, most likely, said Naruto. I know that smile. What are you up to, said Tsunade. Let's say that Konoha won't like it. I don't want to know, said Tsunade. Got it, said Naruto. As he then closed his eyes, as darkness erupted from his body, clinging to the sky and the earth, drawing energy. A moment later, he opened his left eye, revealing neither his blue eyes or one of his dojutsu. There, in replace of his eyeball, was a watch. At that moment, he got engulfed by a spear of darkness and then disappeared. Naruto opened his other eye and saw that he was encased in a maelstrom of power, still protected by his spear. He was tossed and thrown all over the place, in what he assumed was an attempt to throw him off course, but his spear was helping him, as he focused his Ryuku and his chakra, as he stabilized himself. After what could have been hours, minutes, or even seconds, he found himself in a familiar location, as he landed in a crouch, as he then extended his senses, trying to detect nearby. To his relief, he found nothing nearby. With that, he teleported himself to a nearby cave and then sat down and ate a couple of nutrients bar as he fell asleep. About 3 hours later, he woke up. He checked the spear and found out that it was still okay, so he headed towards Rice Country. Once there, he started a search. It took him about an hour, but eventually, he found the Kyuubi. It was kind of hard, considering that she was in her fox form at full size, which was really crazy considering how big she was. But she was in an underground cavern that was going to become a base for the Sound Village soon, as Naruto activated his skill that he created with Asuna to completely mask his energy. From there, he dashed at full speed until he was in front of the sleeping Bijuu. He then went through one-handed hand sign as he held out his Pachio card as he phased it right inside the Kyuubi's skull. He then immediately found himself inside her mindscape, as he saw it was not that different from his own, a bit more crude, as he quickly sensed the others that were trapped in the crystal. As he moved apart the others that he knew from the one that he didn't, the 5 that went missing, as he teleported as 4 of them were together. Hey, who is that? A silver-haired girl asked, drawing everyone's attention to him. Damn it, said Naruto, as he came out in full view. Who's the cutie? The dark-haired girl asked. I don't know, the pink-haired girl tilted her head in confusion. More importantly, the long-haired girl said, how did he get here? As the others snapped to reality. Yeah, how did he get here? I got lost on the road of life, said Naruto, as all of them looked at him strangely. Yeah, I didn't think that would work. Who are you? The silver-haired girl asked. That's pretty rude. Didn't Neji teach you girls any manners? Naruto asked her frown. You're supposed to introduce yourself before demanding someone else's name. I am Yuna Akashi, the girl with the ponytail said. I am AKO Izumi, the girl with the silver hair said. I am Maki Sasaki, the girl with the pink hair said. Why should we tell our names to an intruder? The last girl said as she looked at Naruto fiercely. Finally, someone remembered that bit of information. Too late though, it's clear that you're Akira Okoshi. How do you know my name? And what do you want? And how do you get here? Akira asks. I came to retrieve you four, as well as that Luna girl. Or was her name Shiori? They're the same person. Maki informed him. Thanks, Naruto said, as he extended chains that wrapped around all of them as he vanished with them. He then created a barrier to trap them inside. Let us go. We didn't do anything to you, Akira demanded. And I will not let any harm come to you either. That's why I'm here, said Naruto, as he then teleported to Luna's location. He immediately immobilized her as he teleported back to the others. Who are you? Luna asked as she struggled to escape from his chains. Know that all five of you are here. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Naruto Uzumaki, Namikaze Fuhen, time traveler and soon-to-be vessel of the Kyuubi. I am also her Pachio partner, he said, as he revealed the Pachio card with the Kyuubi's name written on the back. You're kidding, said Akira. But guys, I'm be ending this episode right here. If you want to see the next part of this, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn that bell notification to stay posted. Remember to share all of your friends in social media platform. And also guys, stay in tune for what if Naruto returned different after his training trip. And I hope you guys enjoy each and every episode. And remember, if you're new, to go ahead and click that red subscribe button and join Animaking and Animaking 2 and become a part of the Animaking family. And thank you all for your help and your support, guys. And yeah, without further ado, I'm out for now. See you guys soon. Peace.